Solutions 93.9 FM.
Chapter systems are
Keep it 93.9.
When you hear that sound, it's Kickoff Sports Show on Solutions 93.9 FM, and you do not want to miss this beautiful package this morning. Ferrari back in the race. Is that true? Let's see how it goes. And congratulations to our one and only Toby Amusan. Is she back from the dead? That's a question we need to continue to ask. My name is Favor Olorontola. You're wondering where is Oladapo Kunubi? I have kicked him away from this place. For the next how many weeks you are going to hear his voice? OTG Noju. Fathers, welcome. Now let's take our first shot from Formula One this morning. We'll take you through, various spots. The weekend was beautiful. Manchester City, Newcastle maybe coming back, picking up, but I'm like, okay, this is Brentford. It's an easy win for them. Probably that is what we are looking at. And then we'll take you through other sport, athletics. Formula One will be there as well, and the likes. But let me start from Formula One this morning, as Carlos Sainz withstood a thrilling finish to Singapore Grand Prix to claim Ferrari's first win since July 2022 and end the Red Bull's victory run. And now let's look at other things. Sainz led from light out to the checkered flag as he cleverly managed the race to secure the second Formula One win of his career by just 0.812 seconds from the Lando Norris. Mercedes also was there. They had to set up a great stand finish by pitting both George Russell and Lewis Hamilton for fresh tyres on their virtual safety car with 18 laps to go. This is how it went at the Singapore Grand Prix.
As they make their way down, and the Singapore Grand Prix is go! Good launch off the line by the P3 man. Charles Leclerc is trying to take second place. Carlos Sainz holds the lead. Charles Leclerc does take second place, and Lewis Hamilton is all over the road. He had got past Lando Norris, but he rejoins. Does Norris get back ahead of him? That's the question. No, Hamilton takes that third place on the road. Does he give the position to his teammate? The two Mercedes side by side. It's a Ferrari 1-2 at Marina Bay. George Russell will want that place back. Hamilton was all over the road as the sparks fly as they make their way down to turn number 5. Does Hamilton give the position back? Can he keep him behind? There's a late lunge by Nico Hülkenberg to the inside. It's a Ferrari 1-2 out front, David.
Yeah, but Hamilton's going to have to give that place back. He's gained an advantage.
So you're going to let me back pass, or?
George Russell, who was dreaming of a second career victory, but it's heading to this man instead. Formula One at its absolute finest. Carlos Sainz, tactical brilliance. Carlos Sainz, the winner of the Singapore Grand Prix. Lando Norris in second place, and a charging drive from Lewis Hamilton puts him on the podium once again in Formula One. And it's side by side across the line. Leclerc hung on by 0.2 of a second. Ferrari's first victory since Austria last year. Red Bull's perfect season ends at Grand Prix 15. Their phenomenal winning run is over, ended by Ferrari's Carlos Sainz. Lando Norris matches his personal best in Formula One with second, and Lewis Hamilton a charging third for his 196th podium.
A quick rundown of the drivers' standings for the Formula One 2023 season. Max Verstappen first on the lead with 364 points. Sergio Perez with 219 points. Fernando Alonso with 117 points. While Lewis Hamilton is fourth with 164 points, while Carlos Sainz, who actually won this last Grand Prix, is fifth. With everything I have done, you are still fifth on the log with 117 points. Charles Leclerc is sixth, 111 points. I'm going to stop with George Russell taking seventh position, 109 points. The cars or the team: Red Bull first, second Mercedes, third Ferrari, Aston Martin fourth, McLaren fifth, Alpine sixth, Williams seventh, Haas eighth, Alfa Romeo 10th, 9th, and AlphaTauri with 10th position on the log in the Formula 1 2023 season. Well, our very own Toby Amusan actually did something beautiful at the taking something else. You know, when she couldn't, deliver at Budapest, let's look at the way it went down, the sanction, the way she was actually cared towards the eve of the beginning of the Budapest Championship. And I thought to myself, I wasn't pessimistic, I was actually optimistic, but I felt psychological balance, probably she may not be able to get that, but she did something good for us, Nigeria, as she won a third consecutive Diamond League title after coming up tops in the women's 100 meters hurdles at the Prefontaine Classic Hayward Field, USA. She beat a strong field over the final orders, posting in a second best 12.33. And Jasmine Camacho, Queen of Puerto Rico, was second with 12.38. And Kenny Harrison of the USA was third with 12.44. For Musa, the world record holder in the event, the victory brings a triumphant close to what has been a difficult summer. The week before the World Champions, we all knew how she was provisionally suspended by the Athletics Integrity Unit, AIU, for whereabout failure. But unfortunately, she finished sixth in the 100 meters hurdles. And honestly, the way she held our ground, the way she actually gave me this beautiful finish is what I want you to listen to right now.
Really good start there from Kenny Harrison. Camacho Quinn looking strong too. Solid Williams. Daniel Williams with a bit of fun. But I look at the captain this time. She takes it there. Camacho Quinn in second place. And the winning time, 12.32. It's another super fast time. Only 3 athletes have gone quicker than that this year. 12.33. Toby Amusan taking it. Amusan, well, getting consolation there. Williams, it was back down the field eventually. 6.
Congratulations to Toby Amusan. Let's move away from athletics and talk tennis this morning, where we have Dan Evans, who was at the heart of the vital British Davis Cup victory at the Rutgers AO Arena in Manchester on Sunday. In the same day, Evans delivered in both of Great Britain's singles and doubles win over France to carry Great Britain through to the quarterfinals in Malaga. In both of these two matches, the French, who won the first set, only for an inspired Evans to come back leading. Well, Tyson Fury is in the news, and he says he has no interest in fighting Anthony Joshua since his second defeat to Alexander Usyk, telling Joseph to get to the back of the queue. Well, I'm short of words. Going to our Facebook page, Olorun Wakalumi Matthew, good morning to you. Bola Omokade, thank you very much for dropping your comment. Temi Lee, thank you very much. And I would like you to join us on Facebook at Solutions 939FM, Solutions 939FM, to drop your comments, view us live. Or you can drop on all our social media platforms. On Google Play Store, search for Solutions 939FM, download the app and begin to listen to us. We are also live at Radio Garden, Solutions 93.9 FM. Let's talk football. The Premier League was interesting. Bundesliga was interesting. Everything was interesting. solve the goal scoring problems in the NPFL. Most games postponed yesterday. And I have also someone talking from the perspective of goal scoring in the NPFL. So we're going to be starting from the local scene this morning. As a technical advisor of Shooting Sports, Star Sports Club, 3SC of Ibadan, Benga Ogumbote, has promised to solve the goal-scoring issues of the team. Well, speaking after the team was held to a goalless draw by Sporting Lagos in a pre-season friendly tie played at the Lekon Salami Stadium on Sunday morning, the 3SC gaffer identified poor marksmanship as the major undoing of his team. It commended the fans of the club for coming out to watch the encounter in spite of the timing, promising not to disappoint them. I mean, I've always wondered and I've always been optimistic that the fans of each club in the NPFL would actually be, be good. Wouldn't cause a lot of problem like in previous seasons. And I'm hoping that 3SC would actually, top the table. Even if they don't get 1-2 TV, at least we'll have a good result from them. Under the leadership of Benga Ogumbote, I believe that, yes, we're going to have better goal scoring chances in the NPFL. Very soon we're going on a commercial break, and then Bart will still talk more about the, sport. Let's talk about the CAF Confederation qualifiers as Benel Insurance were held to a 2-2 draw by Morocco's RS Barkin in their CAF Confederation Cup second round first leg, a clash at the Samuel Ogbemudia Stadium, Benin City over the weekend. The reverse fixture will take place at the Bakani Municipal Stadium in the fourth night. Looking at some other games or results of games that actually went down. The CAF Confederation Cup yesterday finished. Pyramids of Egypt held on to a goalless draw with APR of Rwanda. Big Bullets of Malawi lost to Mozambique, and Jaguar Galaxy actually defeated Orlando Pirates. We have the UD Songo of Mozambique actually getting to lose to Petro Atletico. And we have other fixtures, other games as well that will be going down during the week. That is how it is. Well, moving away from that, let's talk more about football in the local scene in Nigeria, as Rivers United were held to a goalless draw by Burkina Faso's Chile Filante in the first leg of the CAF Confederation second qualifying round clash. The encounter was played by the Stade de Yamoussoukro, Côte d'Ivoire. Rivers United will need to win in the second leg to progress to group stage of the competition. While the former Nigerian Professional Football League champions made it to the quarterfinal stage at the last edition of the competition, the Port Harcourt club will host them in the second leg of at the Adokie Stadium in Port Harcourt on Sunday, October 1st, 2023. Now let's look at all the fixtures, all the games in the local scene. Then after the commercial break, we'll jump to the international scene, German Bundesliga, the Serie A, Premier League, and the likes. Paul Onochua scored on his debut at the Trabzonspor defeated Besiktas 3-0 in the Turkish Super League clash at the Pride Park. The Nigerian international opened scoring after 29 minutes. It was Onochua's first goal in 2023 following a difficult spell at Sky Bet Championship club Southampton. Now, we talk about the Serie A. Someone who scored twice to help Inter Milan crush neighbors AC Milan 5-1 in the Serie A. Jump to La Liga, jump also to the EPL, and then we go to the street. Children resumed school today. How is it going outside? We'll be back shortly. Do not change the dial. It is Solutions 93.9 FM.
Chapter systems are
Keep it 93.9.
Omo, our eye don't see way for this cash palava. As conductor they shout.
As you enter, so enter with your change.
Market women go dey holla.
I beg, this one don't say, no fit collect now.
Supermarket people go dey tell you say.
Okay, we no get change. I beg, use and take sweet now.
When you come see that better yama roasted fish without the hungry you since in call.
I no carry my wallet come out too.
See, life not suppose hard like this, so now it make all of us for Nigeria they pay for everything with Momo. Dial star 671 hash or download the new Momo app. Make you follow enjoy this better life. Momo, better than cash.
Hey, my name is Alex. I've been a content creator for a while now, and I always try to innovate to keep my audience entertained and engaged. When 5G came into Nigeria, I thought it was all noise, like the normal hype, gang, and all that noise. But boy, was I wrong. Because I've hosted virtual concerts, partied with my followers in the metaverse, created skits with creators in other countries without ever having to leave my room. I can shoot a movie without being on set. Hey, now that's a godsend. With all the money I've spent on cabs this year. If there's one thing 5G has done right, I would say it's made it easier for me to do me.
Change the game with MTN 5G. It offers hyper-fast internet speed, seamless buffering, and applications that can only be possible via its quality data capabilities. Available on broadband and mobile. MTN, Nigeria's #1 5G network. What are we doing today?
Dynamic Pillars Montessori International Schools, Ibadan. The latest admirable, attractive, and acceptable Montessori schools in Ibadan City with global standard of teaching, unique learning aids, and world-class academic facilities in a serene environment. Wow! Few students in a class with all conveniences, parent and guidance. Dynamic Pillars is the best place where your dearest child can have the best educational legacy. The school has the best set of professional teachers with brilliant and effective educational activities such as Montessori skills, math helping game clinic, vocabulary development, arts, crafts and design, diction and communication, French, music and game language mechanics, indoor and outdoor games, and lots more. Available classes are crèche, daycare, preschool, after school, primary and secondary school classes from JSS1. Entrance examination on request. Enroll your child now at Dynamic Pillars Montessori International Schools, New Garage Bus Stop, Akpata, or First Gate, Owode Estate, Akpata, Ibadan. Telephone 080-2342-1126. Dynamic Pillars Schools. Your child deserves the best.
Ẹ káàárọ̀ nílùú Ìbàdàn. Solutions 93.9 FM.
Welcome back. It is Kickoff Sports Show on Solutions 93.9 FM. We're taking all the stories, all the games that went down over the weekend. We've talked about athletics, Tobi Amusan, trending in Nigeria, Formula One, everything. Now let's talk about the international scene. Remember, you can be live with us on Facebook at Solutions 939 FM, Solutions 939 FM. You can also, download our app on Google Play Store, Solutions 93.9 FM, and also Radio Garden, we are live. Share, comment, and let me know what you think about, the games that went down over the weekend. Let's talk about Anrich Mkhitaryan, who scored twice to help Inter Milan crush neighbors AC Milan 5-1 in Syria over the weekend and continue the perfect start to the season. Inter, who won their first 3 matches without conceding a goal, moved 2 points clear at the top of the standings and 12 points from 4 games. Let's take the games, or let's look at all the games that went down at the Syria at Cagliari. 10-man, Cagliari actually couldn't get a goal against Indonesia. It was an all goalless draw. While Frosinone actually defeated Sassuolo 4-2. Monza, Lecce, 10-man, ended up with a 1-1 draw. Fiorentina actually, defeated Atalanta 3-2. AS Roma defeated Empoli. Wow, 7-0. That was an impressive result right there. Leaving the Serie A, the games that went down yesterday, let us talk about other fixtures and other games and talk about La Liga. Well, who is on our lips? Especially for Barcelona fans. Barcelona fans, come on, listen. Let us talk about everything. Okay, Mason Greenwood made his return to football after coming off the bench for his debut with the new club Getafe on Sunday. The striker, who moved to the La Liga club on loan from Manchester United, made a substitute appearance in the second half of Getafe's edge Osasuna in a 3-2 thriller. But João Felix says he is loving life at Barcelona after scoring on his full debut and Saturday's impressive 5-0 win over Real Betis in La Liga. Well, he joined Barca on a second loan from Atletico Madrid this month, scored the first goal at the Olympic Stadium, and then dummied an Andres Christian pass to help create Robert Lewandowski's goal. Let's talk about everything going on in the EPL. Everton, Arsenal, Tottenham Hotspur, Sheffield United. As they go, as it is hot, who is getting hotter, who will be getting dropped by the end of the season. Well, regrets are flying as Arsenal boss Mikel Arteta revealed the regrets in not trusting his instinct to change goalkeepers during games in the past after dropping Aaron Ramsdale on Sunday. Well, Aaron Ramsdale's run of starting every Premier League game since March 2022 was abruptly ended when he was replaced by David Raya in goal for Arsenal's 1-0 win at Everton on Super Sunday. Well, also Manchester United manager Erik ten Hag has attempted to brush off the boots that greeted his decision to substitute Rasmus Hojlund during the 3-1 defeat to Brighton. A disastrous day for Erik ten Hag, for Manchester United fans. I don't want to talk about Chelsea, but I'm going to say it. Well, it's made worse when the decision to replace him with Anthony Martial in the second half prompted loud boos from the home support afterwards, where he insisted the reaction was down to Hojlund's positive performance in his full debut. Well, I'm thinking that what's the name of this new goalkeeper? I'll be beginning to regret his decision to move to Manchester United, but hopefully Ten Hag can do something to the team and not let us have an internally displaced Manchester United by the end of the season, just like we have for Chelsea. Sheffield United manager Paul has hit an appalling level of referees in the Premier League after his side suffered a stoppage time defeat at Tottenham on Sunday. And here is how it went down.
Their chances here. Oh, they've scored! Palmer with it. It is a stunning sucker punch from Sheffield United. 17 minutes to play. After he got frustrated, ball over the top for Johnson, who takes it down brilliantly. What a goal! Brennan Johnson. Bodies in the box. Richarlison! He attacks it! Spurs are level! Perisic on the hunt for it. And nearly got it off Fotheringham. Udogie, tremendous. Højbjerg, crowds up. Spurs are up. Richarlison, Kulusevski with him. Kulusevski! Kulusevski! Spurs win! Listen to Tottenham Hotspur Stadium! Conceded to a set piece. Focus needed here. Foul off the ball by McBurney. And Oli McBurney's been sent off, second yellow. How this has unravelled for Sheffield United.
Well, we'll unravel more updates right here on Solutions 93.9 FM. Just join myself by 5:30 today or 6:30 today at extra time. Give you more updates. Manchester United getting transfer. There is crisis. We'll talk about that. Don't change the dial. We have to go on the street right now and talk about how the resumption is going. You know, I dropped off a little girl in school today, and I would say that I didn't really get the vibe that children are resuming. Is that the same way it's going around? We'll give you that update. My name is Favor or Lauren Tola, and afterwards, AM Update kicks off, or we'll continue with from the dailies.
Ẹ káàárọ̀ nílùú Ìbàdàn. Solutions 93.9 FM. Ẹ káàárọ̀ nílùú Ìbàdàn. Solutions 93.9 FM.
Alright, it's 8:28 on Solutions 93.9 FM. With great pleasure, I welcome you to the From the Daily segment on AM Update. Today is the 18th day in the month of September 2023. And Favor, I remember this day. This is one day that I used to greet with mixed feelings back then in school.
Right.
Because I was, let me say, in my primary school, I was a very naughty and troublesome guy who never liked school. So a day like this, I used to, schools are resuming today.
Yes.
Today, I used to greet the day with mixed feelings, because mixed feelings in the sense that happy to see my old friends that I've not seen for a while. And on the second side, so sad that I'll have to wake up and be seeing the faces of my teachers again. But happy resumption to all students this morning as they resume today. And to give you the update about the school's resumption today in Oyo State, we have some of our correspondents in some schools to tell us the situation of things. To tell the situation of things in some schools which they are this morning. We have Saudi at Esinyo Biwa will be joining us live to give us an update on the school resumption today. Still AM update on Solutions 93.9 FM. And Favor, it's nice to have you back.
It's a pleasure to be back, actually. I am so happy. Let me just say that I'm happy to be right back. We'll be having SC very soon, and the other correspondent taking us through the situation in every school right now. When you dropped your children off this morning, how was it in your school?
Well, I think the kids were happy to be back in school, fine, and it is a time where parents will start racking their brains. You know what I mean? It's a new session, new school, new bags, new stationaries. Okay, we have Saudiat Esenyobiwa with us this morning. Good morning, Saudiat.
Good morning. Good morning.
So tell us where you are at the moment.
I'm presently at Moret Comprehensive College, Adamasinga.
Okay, so what's like there, the atmosphere there in the school as schools are resuming today?
Okay, there were a lot of students that turned up for the resumption, even if it's that it's the first day of resumption. So there were a lot of students here. While you were having their plenty, I saw a lot of students, and while I spoke to some parents, and they said they increased the school fees and the prices of books and everything. So I spoke to the principal too, and she confirmed that they increased the school fees slightly because the teachers requested for it. And after they said they've already increased the school fees, they said they plan on increasing the teachers' salaries too. And there were slight increments on prices of books also.
Okay. So in essence, in order to increase the wages of teachers, there's no way they wouldn't increase the school fees. I think it's understandable.
Yeah.
Okay. So what is the okay? You said that the turn up is quite encouraging of students coming.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you very much. Saudi at Eseniobiwa. Okay. That was Saudi at Eseniobiwa giving us an update of school resuming at Moray International College in Adamasingba. Okay, let's hit the. Okay, we still have another correspondent, that is Tolu Lokwe. Okay, Tolu Lokwe, we are waiting to get an update with us. Tolu Lokwe, good morning.
Tolu Lokwe, good morning to you.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Where are you at the moment?
I just left Lydep at the moment.
Okay, where is that?
Lydep College. It's actually along Idiodo Road.
Okay, so what was the atmosphere like within the school?
Yes, as it is now, 8:33, we've passed the early morning rush hour for people going to school, and we saw that there were a lot of turnout. People were bringing their kids to school, teachers are waiting for the kids to come in, and teachers also said that the atmosphere was cleared a day before, and they're still continuing to clean the school areas so that the area can be conducive for learning. And parents were eager to bring their parents didn't have issues because there was not really hike in school fees. Because of the economy, the school was being considerate with the school fees price.
Okay.
All right, how many schools have you visited today and checked the atmosphere?
Yes, I visited 4 schools this morning.
Okay. And what was the turnout like?
Yes, people brought their kids to school. Students turned out. There were new intakes, and old students were resuming back to school.
Okay, I don't know whether it was you or maybe Saudi that gave the report in Yoruba during Iroyin that there was a particular kid that was crying at the entrance of the school. I was driving when I heard that. Okay, you were the one. So the kid was actually crying.
Yes, he was crying. He didn't want to go to school because he didn't want to stay at home.
That was what Damola was like then.
All right, but what about the vehicular movement? Oh, there is no traffic on each route to those roads, to those schools, rather.
I think there was a little traffic this morning because 7:30 was a big rush hour, and I think an accident almost happened in school. A car broke down and needed to be pushed, so it was causing a lot of confusion.
Where is that?
Where was that?
I am at Calvary College.
Oh, that's within Felele, right?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much, Tolu Lokwe, for that update. It's still AM Update on Solutions 93.9 FM. It's believed that when schools resume, there'll be more cars on the road and the traffic will definitely change. But there's something the school resumption does to the atmosphere generally. When schools are on vacation, you will notice it when you go around the city. You know that the traffic is kind of reduced.
I don't know. I beg to differ actually, because this morning, probably because I left my house very early. Usually, this area, the toll filling station, the Oliole axis, is usually very crowded with vehicles moving. You would actually get this traffic jam and the likes of it like that. This morning it felt so solemn, like it was quiet.
What time did you leave home?
I left my house around 7:30. As at 7:40, I was still on the Oliole axis on my way to the office. And it was very, very quiet, as though nothing was going on. Probably while we're going back today, we'd have a different kind of report on that road.
Okay, it's a convenient time for us to go into the papers proper this morning on from the dailies. This is when we will be taking you through some stories that came out in some of today's national dailies. And this morning I've got the Nigerian Tribune. and I'll be giving you some stories from the Nation newspaper as well.
Well, with me is the Vanguard newspaper. Please do not change the dial. It's Solutions 93.9 FM. Remember, right on this program, we give you detailed analytics on every story that will be dished out on air this morning. Our analysts will be ready to give us that. And also, you have the chance to call into the studio to give your own perspective on it. I mean, I was listening to the new CBN or the analytics on the new CBN governor, and the legacy of his father, how it can be done to make sure that it delivers the economy from the mess it is in right now. Can he do the job? Was it a matter of, favoritism? We'll talk about that in a short while.
Solutions 93.9 FM.
All right, starting with the Nigerian Tribune this morning, I have this one on the front page saying no university can survive without fees increment. Committee of Vice Chancellors. That story is found on page 30 of the Nigerian Tribune. Tinubu nominates Ibrahim Olawande as youth ministers. That story is found on page 30. NLC agrees to meet FG over indefinite strike. That story will be found on page 19. We'll delve into that in the course of the program as well. CJN to swearing 9 appeal court justices Wednesday, page 21. Mambila Agunloye replies Obasanjo says claims baseless. That story is found on page 21. I'm going to the banner line this morning. August inflation rate. Companies may resort to downsizing. LCCI warns. When you talk about the LCCI, we're talking about the Lagos Chamber of Commerce and Industry, giving that warning that companies may resort to downsizing. That is not a very good one. No. And we have two riders under that caption. Wants government to remove tax on food items. And the second rider says, urges CBN to pause inflation rate hikes. This story will be found on page 6 of the Nigerian Tribune this morning. Moving further, Oshu government imposes curfew in 2 warring communities. That story is found on page 29. 2 injured as buildings collapse in Lagos. I mean, we are beginning to have too many stories of building collapse in recent days, especially coming from Lagos. That story is found on page 29. NCAA commences probe into Adeleke's aborted flight incident. The story is found on page 30. I mean, the front page of the Nigerian Tribune this morning seems to be really, really loaded. Still from the Nigerian, let me take a couple more stories from the front page. Ondo Commissioner beaten, injured over subsidy palliatives. That story is found on page 30. There was a viral video circulating about where a man picked up a plastic chair and hit a woman. Just finding out that the woman is a commissioner for social development, women affairs and social development in Ondo State.
She was bleeding, actually. I saw the cuts on her head.
She was hospitalized at the end of the whole thing. It's not a good one during the sharing of palliatives. More knocks for Obasanjo over humiliation of traditional rulers. And right under that caption says, YCE Okeogun Group demand apology. That story is found on page 8. Did you see the video? Oh, you didn't see the video where former President Olusegun Obasanjo was ordering a group of traditional rulers, Yoruba traditional rulers, to be precise, ordering them to stand up, sit down. It reminded me of the days when we were in school.
See, there's once a soldier, always a soldier, always a commander, always once a commander.
Why you talk about commanding? There are so many things attached to such.
I got someone saying that maybe it is right because most of these obas were not actually, don't let me use the word legitimate or the likes of it like that. And then he feels like he is above them, no one is above them, and then he should be able to do whatever he pleases with them. Of course,
he should be able. I beg your pardon.
Wait, that is what some people said. And of course, there is what we say that, respect is reciprocal. You respect other people and then you get the respect. Obviously, this act was not a respectful act. So will he be respected from now on? We get to know very soon.
Okay, let me match my breaks here from the Nigerian Tribune this morning. Over to you, Fever.
All right, let me take my first shot from the Vanguard newspaper with this banner headline saying, outrage as RMAFC defend Jumbo, pay for NAS members, others. It's disheartening, unjustifiable, unacceptable. NLC NECA. It's heartless. Nico Briggs and its insensitive Labour Party. Support living wage for all. Oro. And then there is this one. Federal government inherited 14 trillion naira debt over 2,600 road projects. Umai. Nigeria failed aviation safety audit. That's coming from NCAT Rector. Student visa. UK hikes fees for Nigerians. Others. Impeachment move. Senators disagree over plot to remove Akpabio. 1.1 trillion naira anchors Boroughs Fund. Bank chiefs risk arrest. There is this one. Guinea-Coal sex scandal. Women Affairs Minister apologizes. Strike. Federal government invite NLC for meeting today. Hopefully, this meeting gets, the yielded result for the NLC and for Nigerians, and then we won't have the strike commencing. Tinubu nominates Jamila Ibrahim, Youth Minister, Olawande, Minister of State. And I hope we will have more ministerial appointments from the president, because there has been some, talks about these nominations and these nominees, about their portfolios, how well they can act, because even majority of the past ministers that has been appointed, maybe they've not started to act in full capacity. And that's how I'm going to match my break from the Vanguard newspaper this morning.
Okay, let me move into the Nation newspaper this morning. This one saying, appeal court gets 9 justices. Okay, Tinubu nominates Jamila Bayo Ibrahim as Ministers of Youth. Okay, another one says, Emefiele's driver, 19 Apex Bank officials quizzed. Emefiele is in the news again. Retirement age, NASU vows to sustain protests over extension. FCTA to demolish illegal buildings in Abuja's popular market. 30 illegal refineries destroyed in rivers in 2 months, says NAF, that is the Nigeria Air Force. FG to revive library hours in school. Okay, I think that will help to boost the reading culture in our students. Yeah.
I'm not being. Are you really serious that this is going to help?
Yeah, I mean, LG to revive library hours in
library
school.
hours. Okay, let's see. Probably it's going to work, but are these children you're using these libraries for ready to go into the libraries?
Well, the teachers know what to do.
To make sure to enforce.
I believe the teachers should know what to do.
Okay.
Okay. Moving away from that, flood, state governments becoming more proactive. NEMA DG. Let me take a few more stories from the nation. First Lady's 500 million naira gift to Plateau families demonstration of Christian values. PALM. British High Commission to partner NDDC on renewable energy. Still from the nation newspaper. Niger shuts 5 private hospitals in Mina. These and many more stories will be found on the pages of the Nation newspaper this Monday morning, September 18.
All right, let me take a quick shot from the Punch newspaper. The banner headline here says, marketers eye fresh fuel price hike as crude hits $94. NATO plans price hike raises concern over federal government assistance on 670 naira per litre petrol price. Operators insist petrol subsidy returning gradually, and NPCL gets 3 new VPs. And the LEA rescues pregnant teenagers, arrests suspected drug traffickers. Oyo Messi awaiting Makinde on New Alafi. That's a statement on page 7. And we have this one. Umahi's presidency as contractors oppose concrete roads. 12.5 kg cooking rice price may eat 18,000 naira December. Let me take that again because I need to go back. 12.5 kg cooking gas price may eat 18,000 naira. Did I say 18 or 8?
18,000
naira by December. For federal government, Labour meet today on post-subsidy talks. You can find these stories and more from the Punch newspaper this morning. Well, moving ahead to the burning issue for this session, this beautiful Monday morning. Well, we all got the report that the president is in New York for the first time for a meeting. And as well, I have this one from the Minister of Works, Dave Umahi, talking about, cutting some contracts from 20 years ago, and they're reviewing them, probably taking them back or not, because it's not reasonable. And also the governor of Oyo State is speaking for consistent administration for development in Oyo State. We'll take this one after the other. This sound from Ajuri Ngalale speaking on President Tinubu's plans ahead of the hunger in New York.
Of course, aside from the engagements he's going to be having at the General Assembly, aside from the active participation the Nigerian delegation will be engaging in at the Assembly, there are a series of very important side activities that will have wide-ranging ramifications on the Nigerian economy. As you are well aware, following Mr. President's very successful trip to New Delhi for the G20 and the staggering amount of investment he has been able to attract to Nigeria in a very short period of time, he is going to continue advancing very aggressively on his economic development diplomatic drive to aggressively attract foreign direct investment into the country. So with that, I would like to inform you that His Excellency Mr. President will be having the following meetings with major chief executives and leaders of multinational firms cutting across multiple sectors of the economy. The President will be meeting with the President of the Microsoft company worldwide, Brad Smith, with respect to how we can deepen digital transformation in the country and to how we can expand the digital economic footprint in the country to ensure that our micro and small enterprises will have access to the internet and have access to other smart technologies that will facilitate their ability to transact business quickly and efficiently. Mr. President will also be meeting with Sir Nick Clegg, who is the President of Global Affairs for Meta Technologies. That is expected to be a wide-ranging conversation with respect to how we can leverage on new innovations such as artificial intelligence and certain other applications to impact the way we do business in Nigeria.
This 34.85 kilometer USIU road has high economic significance, not just to the people of Oyo and Iseyin, but to the entire state and region. The fact that it is a federal road highlights its importance. But as we will find out as we move on to inspect the former Fashola livestock farm, this road hosts one of our biggest assets in Oyo State. If the previous administrations had laid the framework as they did in Lagos, then we will not come in and have to lay the foundation again. So I'm happy that in the last 4 years, we have been able to pull Oyo State out of the trenches to a large extent, and we will continue to take sustainable actions which the next administration can build on.
Okay, yeah, those are the two inserts that we played. It's 8:53. It's about time for us to link up with our guest analyst virtually, and that is Comrade Ayodeji Ajishokbe. Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Good morning to you.
All right, sir. Nice.
And morning to you, Favor.
Good morning to you, sir.
All right, so nice to have you with us this morning.
This morning.
Okay, let's go straight to the business of the day. Okay, I want to start with the fact that schools are. Hello.
Can you hear us?
Hello? I am with you.
Oh, okay.
I am very much with you.
I want us to start from the angle of education this morning as schools are resuming today. Public and primary schools are resuming, even the private schools are resuming today. Now, there is this headline that caught my attention on the front page of the Nigerian Tribune. It says, "No university can survive without fees increment, Committee of VCs." What is your take on that?
My dear brother, you see, I come from a background of education. I spent decades working in tertiary education. Incidentally, I happen to be a son of teachers. My father was a school principal, so was my mother. Now, I am very much conversant with what happens in the education sector. Let me ask you, you have children. Are your children, are they in public or private primary and secondary schools?
Not at all, private.
They are in private. They don't pay peanuts for those schools. You pay, people pay. These people pay 200, 150, 300,000 averagely so in private secondary schools per term. And they want to send their children to universities, tertiary education, and pay 30,000, and pay 20,000, and pay 50,000. Who does that? It's not done anywhere.
Comrade you are making this sound as though it's the parents' fault for sending their kids to private primary and secondary schools. Let's look
I'm just putting reality before us.
There is reality, but let us look at the secondary schools, the private and primary secondary schools. Public, private and primary secondary schools. I remember one of the programs that was done for Ojumo Onabayo, where we went to a school, and you would see the structure of that secondary school. There was no roof. It was damp, like everywhere was as though it was a river. It was flooded. The building, the structure wasn't okay. The classes where these students were supposed to receive lessons, they didn't have good chairs. They didn't have blackboards.
Beautiful.
Now you're making
Beautiful.
it sound as though it's the parents that decided to take their children to the schools.
Which
And
begs
now-
the
now,
question,
which leads to the
what is the
We
role
are
of the
putting-
government
in this.
in funding
We are
education?
putting things on the table. We are putting our realities on the table.
Okay.
That's exactly what I'm doing. Putting our realities on the table. Parents who can afford to send, poor parents, by any standard, I can tell you. Poor parents don't even send their children to primary schools anymore. They send their children to private schools. For me, believe you me, because I'm a child of teachers, I know the quality of teachers in public schools compared to those private schools. I know the quality. The quality of teachers are way far better.
Begin to wonder who gave this person permission, or who gave that person the letter of appointment to be teaching. You get what I'm saying? Because looking at, you can see teachers that cannot even express themselves properly in English language. So how do you expect such teacher to deliver lessons or to deliver knowledge to
make it more interesting? Instead of employing teachers that have the certificate for this public schools, I'm going to say this, they actually transfer or make sure that they have this NYC, this core members going there. I saw a viral video about 2 weeks ago where it was transferred to maybe a school in the north, and they did not communicate with them in English language. Now, how would they have a way to communicate, teach, if they can't even have the proper Queen's English being spoken? This is one of the issues that we need to address in Nigeria, and let's face the reality, like he said.
Okay, let's try to reconnect with Ayodeji Adesope now.
Hello, comrade. Hello?
Hello,
Yes.
okay.
Welcome back.
Can you hear us now?
Hello.
Hello?
Hello.
Hello? Okay, let's try to reconnect. I think the network is not really doing so good this morning, but we'll still make efforts to reconnect with Comrade Ayodeji Adesope.
Comrade back right there with us. Are you there with us, Comrade?
Yes, I'm very much with you.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
I'm very much with you.
Let's continue this
Now, you were saying something
Yes.
about the
That's
quality of public school teachers.
Yes, the quality. Yes. What do you expect? Quality has gone down drastically. I told you I'm a child of teachers. Those who were teaching in primary schools, they were raised in teacher training colleges. My father was a two-time principal of teacher training colleges. I remember what went into the training of those people who were later teachers in primary schools. Most of them went on to colleges of education. Most of them went on to universities. I know quite a number of them who became professors. The way they will teach and impart knowledge is different.
Comrade Ayodeji Adesope, I beg to differ on that point you raised. Probably because I also went to a public secondary school as well too. But I can authoritatively say that there are I've met some public school teachers in recent times that they can hardly express themselves in English language.
What I'm telling you is that
the quality of the teachers we had then is not as good as the quality of the teachers we have in the public schools these days.
The quality then was not as good.
I mean, the quality back then was much more better than what we have.
That's exactly what I'm saying. And that is because of the processes they went through.
Okay.
Look, go to any primary school now. You're never likely going to see them doing physical, the one they call PE. PE was an integral part of the training of teachers in teacher training colleges. I think that has been wiped off now. What we have is colleges of education. Of course, that is because of the 6334 or whatever that we have. I've had an educational consultant say that the 6334 has failed because everybody leaves junior school to go to high school. Everybody wants to go to university. To do what? Technical colleges. Look at those companies that are here. Do you think all those people working with those Chinese companies are engineers? They're not engineers. They are technicians. They are skilled. The knowledge we have is not backed up by skill. Universities, they are what the technology degrees. There's no application. There's no application. No, that is the problem with our education. If they can charge 1 million naira, they can charge 500,000. The important thing is application to be taught. Have you seen that NUC came out with the curriculum recently? Did you notice that NUC came out? NUC now says they are dictating 65 or 70% of what will be the curriculum of each university. I have never had it anywhere in the world. That you will standardize, you will nationally standardize what each university will be doing. Nationwide, I have never had it. Even the demand in Lagos different from the requirement in Kano, from the requirement in Bayelsa, and then you standardize. So the university have only 30% to determine all the curriculum. Each university, I've never had anything like that. These are the issues. It is about content. It is not about the container. We should be, and then, of course, many people are teaching now. Many people are teaching now, not because they love to teach. They are teaching because teaching is a means of livelihood. It's a means of livelihood. Yes, ask them, are they happy teaching? They are not happy teaching. They are not happy teaching. You see people teaching, they are not happy teaching. They are not happy with anything. So that is the tragedy of where we are. We should do yes, I agree with you. You go to, look, there are 600 plus secondary schools owned by your state government. That is massive. That is enormous. Paying salaries alone. I don't know how government does it. I don't even know. That is why the government does not do anything else. That's 600 secondary schools. And you can multiply the number of teachers that will be in that school. But they must pay salary. It is when they don't pay salary that there will be trouble. No teacher will complain that there is no infrastructure. Do you know, it's the same thing with ASU. They will not complain that there is no infrastructure as long as that's the one they call Ogata or Gauta. Those are the things. Yes, but they don't care. They don't care about the content. Just pay me my salary. And because you have employed me. And yet they keep saying that there are not enough teachers. So these are the challenges that are confronting us. We must address them. Those universities, and then let me tell you something about those tertiary institutions, particularly universities. There's a ratio of non-academic to academic staff. All the universities have breached it. All universities, virtually, public universities. The ratio of academic staff to non-academic staff has been breached. There is more non-academic staff to academic staff. But why won't it happen? The government owns the universities. The minister will just send somebody to the registrar, send somebody to the vice chancellor, and they will employ them because they're the ones that put them in office, and then they will overload the system. So that is the problem that we have. Unless we frontally address our issues, we are going nowhere. Look, a nation will be what the quality of its education is. It's as simple as that.
Okay, let's try to go somewhere today by going to other topics. I think Favor is itching to ask you something.
I'm like my palms are itching, and probably you're not going to agree with me. Early hours of today, we heard that we had the nominations for new appointments. Minister of Youth is a woman, and another appointment. And then I felt like, yes, we're going to be having more nominations for the ministerial post. Now, there was an argument that the cabinet, the ministerial appointment so far, is based on nepotism. And I had the reasoning, like, probably it's true. it was argued that most of the appointment, or maybe the replication, the promise that President Bola Ahmed Tinubu made was that it would replicate what it did in Lagos and bring it to the central, which of course maybe it's happening. Do you feel it's nepotism, as everyone says? Because there is this one by Bauer slamming Tinubu over the ministerial appointments as well.
I say to myself, and I've said it on the show this morning, we're talking about the nomination of Yemi Cardozo, who was Economic Planning Commissioner in Lagos. You have Yemi Cardozo in CBN, you have Wale Edun in Finance. Lagos is not Nigeria. Lagos is not Nigeria. They must get that straight into their system. Lagos is not Nigeria. We're talking about 1 million square miles. We're talking about 200 million people. What about the 30 million people in Lagos State? I mean, Lagos is not Nigeria. They should get that straight.
Probably the president felt he should opt for people that we can call tested and trusted, having worked with them.
I agree with you, my dear brother. I agree with you. I will do the same thing. I will put, this is the inner caucus. It is my mandate. It is my call. I am the one that was elected president, commander-in-chief. And if anything, somebody is going to remember the name of the deputy, the vice president. How many deputy governors do you remember their name in Oyo State? You remember the governor's name. It is your call. The box stops at your table. I agree with you. I don't disagree. But sometimes you have to look beyond you look. It's a national mandate. You got to look beyond your immediate. You understand? Your immediate surroundings. You have to look. You have to look beyond your immediate surroundings. I mean, it is looking like limited vision. And somebody was telling me the other day, if you want to get to the president, you just make a call to one of the Lagos guys. This is Nigeria. This is not Lagos.
It's like we have Lagos in Abuja now.
That is not. I mean, but Bola Tinubu has been touted as someone that is the most prepared for the job. And somebody was telling me that he was probably most prepared for how to get the job, not for how to get the job done. Did you get that? That he is the most prepared to get the job, not the most prepared to get the job done. Yeah, because we're looking at faltering steps, like baby steps, toddler steps. You know, if you are prepared, even an Obasanjo, I mean, put a team together, a solid team. This is not looking, but we will still give them the benefit of doubt. You understand? We will still give them, I mean, how many days, how many months, how many weeks has it been in office?
Okay.
So, given the benefit of the doubt, let's quickly wrap this up. Given the benefit of the doubt, let's go to the CBN governor, who was just, appointed, the newly appointed CBN governor. And there were issues raised. The first thing that came to the mind of people was, could he do the job? And then there was a trace to his father, the legacy that he laid for Nigeria. Comparing it to his, probably this is the hope, because we had a lot of crises with the former governor. Emefiele was suspended and then later resigned. And then we have new cabinet coming up for the CBN. Do we say that this is a new era for Nigeria, a new era for the CBN? First, another question, is it even wrong for the CBN governor to say that, or is it not his right to say that he wants to contest for presidency in the first place?
Favor.
Yeah.
The new man that has been nominated to succeed Emefiele that even the woman selling salt in Bodija Market knows to be the governor of Central Bank. Since the days of Charles Soludo, he was the last economist that was appointed a Central Bank governor. Sanusi Lamido is a banker. He was, in fact, in charge of risk management as executive director in First Bank. Emefiele is a banker. Look, let me tell you this. Bankers are notorious globally for wrecking economy. Bankers brought the American economy down in 2008. They take risks. They speculate. Why are you going to put... Look, a banker has a very narrow view. When Sanusi came in, we had a specific challenge, which was with banking. And because he was a risk manager, he was brought in to fix that. Even his processes of fixing it still has issues. But he fixed that situation. Soludo, you will see that the approach of Soludo to the issue of banking was robust and holistic and was not a short-term knee-jerk reaction. Of course, everybody knows what Emefiele has done. Let me tell you before the end of this month again, monetary policy rate, which is the one called interest rate, will be increased. It is the standard instrument globally to fix inflation. But it is not working in Nigeria. It is not working in Nigeria because the bank, all the money in the economy is not within the purview of the commercial banks, so of the banking industry. So that is the challenge that we have. A banker, and this man, I'm coming to this man after laying my premise. The gentleman that has been put there now, Yemi Cardozo, is more of a banker. We don't need a banker. We need an economist. We need an economist. The challenge of the economy is not monetary alone. The challenge of the economy is monetary and fiscal. Fiscal policies cannot alone solve the problem. Neither can monetary policies alone solve the problem. They talk about Nigeria's exchange rate to the yen, to the dollar, as being a problem. Exchange rate is not the problem. Productivity is the problem. The South Korean currency is 1,300 of it to $1. They are not complaining because it is good for them. When they produce and export, their products will be cheap wherever it goes. And of course, when it is cheap, people will buy in volume. Of course, you know now, they will, and all of this, and all this LG. That is why, you know, that they are all over the place here in Nigeria. Because the exchange rate of their currency is very, very low to the dollar. So it is cheap in quote because they are producing. So it's bringing a banker to the central bank. And because he was economic planning manager also in Lagos, because it's not Nigeria, we don't need it. But the good thing is that he and the finance minister who is in charge of the fiscal end of it, who is also the coordinating minister for the economy, they work together in Lagos. I do hope that there will be a synergy. Because those who are on the side of government, they just need money. Get the money for us. Get the money for us. You know what Buhari and his CBN governor Emefiele did in terms of ways and means, to the Nigerian economy. So much so that at the twilight of the 9th Assembly, they quickly had to adjust the ratio, the following ratio, to ensure that they did not breach the law. Let us hope that they are going to be futuristic. They're going to be visionary. They're not going to be doing short-term things. We need to get this done now. Now. No, it's about planning. It's not about short-term things.
All right.
God will hopefully will believe help there.
All right. Thank you very much, sir. We'll like to say a big thank you to you for being a part of the program this morning.
My pleasure always.
To be with you tomorrow morning.
Thank you very much. It's a whole lot pleasure. God bless you.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. Right, sir. We'll be speaking with Comrade Ayodele Adesope there, analyzing some stories that came out in today's national dailies. And our time is fast spent because we need to leave the studio anytime soon for Dr. Vic Riches to come in to anchor the program. Yeah, that's what we call him every Monday.
Dr. Vic Riches.
I actually call him a man of many parts because he's a model. He's an ace broadcaster, an award-winning presenter, an award-winning newscaster.
Come and take your place.
And there's a side that most people don't even know about him. He's a chef, too, a very good chef.
Oh, and he's a musician as well. He's got a great voice.
He's got a great. I mean, he's a man of many parts.
And then you can see model. He has walked it.
Just coming with the money, coming with the money because of all this hype we've been giving you this morning.
Right.
How are you doing? Good morning, Nick.
Very well. Good morning.
So,
good to see you on a Monday morning.
It's good to see you as well. It's that what I did this now, you understand?
That what did this to you.
Who did this? That
what did.
Oh, it's temporary.
Oh, God.
All right.
So, what's up on Solutions Clinic this morning?
So, we're talking about, a global disease that affects women, fibroids this morning, which is, very important that we have it discussed because there's a lot of myth surrounded or characterized with fibroids, and that's why we want to educate women this morning. And that's pretty much what we'll be doing. The doctor is already, available to have the conversation with us.
Okay.
All right. In the jiffy, we'll be joining Vic Riches for Solutions Clinic. My name is Adedamola Lafenwa, wishing you a very wonderful Monday.
And my name is Favor Olorontola. Good morning to you. Vic Riches is a doctor. I'm a nurse as well, born tonight. That's going to be about 10:30 tonight. Don't worry, we'll talk about everything related to your relationship. Please have yourself a wonderful day.
Hi, my name is Dr. Tunji Bakari. I've been a medical doctor for over 20 years. And sometimes I have to recommend my patients leave the country to get urgent care. But with 5G, I don't need my patients to spend enormous amounts of money to fly out. I can consult real time with experts all over the world without needing to get a visa. Even monitoring patients with heart conditions or patients that are at risk of other ailments alone at home can be done with the wearable technology 5G facilitates. Even though I'm a doctor, I keep having to convince my patients this is real, not magic. Bridge the gap with MTN 5G. It offers hyper-fast internet speeds, seamless buffering, and applications that can only be possible via its quality data capabilities. Available on broadband and mobile. MTN, Nigeria's #1 5G network. What are we doing today?
Omo, our eye don't see way for this cash palava. As conductor they shout.
As you enter, so enter with your change.
Market women go dey holla.
I beg, this money don't say, I no fit collect now.
Supermarket people go dey tell you say.
Okay, we no get change. I beg, use and take sweet now.
When you come see that better yama roasted fish without the hungry you since in cup.
I no carry my wallet come out too.
See, life not suppose hard like this, so now make all of us for Nigeria they pay for everything with Momo. Dial *671# or download the new Momo app. Make you follow enjoy this better life. Momo, better than cash.